Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Darius Geis, his 4th touchdown on the year. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. This time, the extra point up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 21-17. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll run on first down. It's Gordon, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. That throw into the arms of Allen. The 20. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there. 46 yards. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop. There as his guys will get it at the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do. No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Chopper.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. Not that time for Watkins.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at him.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Melvin Gordon, as the first half is winding down. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Now we're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
That's fielded in the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Switch, switch, switch. Slam, slam, slam.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Check nine, check nine. Check, check, check. Joker, 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 joker. Check, 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 check. See him. Oh. Ready.
Mahomes going to throw. Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Kill, kill, kill. Jim, 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 Jim. 36, 36. Check. Dog, dog. There you go.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Rolling to his right. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play grit. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 4-yard line.
Tonight, 80. 56. You don't want none. Pick up the ball.
Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And he will try, but he can't. He can't escape the end zone. Gordon is taken down, and it's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Watkins the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Squeeze, squeeze, get in there. Watch the safety creep.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It's Ryan Kerrigan getting the sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Check, crunch, and shoot.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He's going to wind up and air it out. They've got his man complete. And all the way down to the 35. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 49 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. It's Geis on the counter. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Lock it. Football. Check 52.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Being chased out left. Now he'll pull it down. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Pilot 64, weak. Check 52, goodbye. Check. Kill. SOS. Shoot. Ready, go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Buying time to his left. It's complete to Fuller. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time.
Here we go. 60 orange. Get that quarterback.
Shotgun handoff now to Geis. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Darius Geis with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. As his guys are back within a single score. Extra point splits the uprights. And that will get him one closer. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Mike 52.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. They'll get this one to Cup, complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 23 yards the pickup there.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Watch the screen.
On 1st down, Gordon. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a first down.
That's another San Antonio first down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Rosen now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. Now Gordon. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
From just shy of midfield, Rosen. Got his man, it's Williams. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Now a 20th carry, number 20 here for Melvin Gordon. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 11-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Here's Rosen. And open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
San Antonio first down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try to run this one in. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape. Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same guy the apple dropped on his head, right?
Here's Rosen to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Let's go. Check 49. Hurry.
On first down, Mahomes dancing to his left. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip it.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. On third and long, it's Mahomes. Steps away to his left. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Reuben Foster, the former national champion at Alabama, gets in for the sack. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Mahomes going to go on fourth down. And an alley to run. Room past the 20 as he'll take this up to the 22-yard line. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on fourth down. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field.
Watch the pass.
They'll run on first down. It's Gordon. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Check 56. Let's go.
This is Gordon. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down forthcoming. Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. Badgley's kick is good. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
This will be taken very short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. Good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
And it's third down.
The Chiefs on third down. 5 out of 9 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and get it with Geis. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
Get him, boys! Get him, boys!
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll run for it. Geis. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Darius Geis, 68 yards, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for 1 here and save the possible 2-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for 2 here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
They do tack on the extra point as well, as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it?
Gordon's got the ground game. It's the coach. This is NFL football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll get a look at Melvin Gordon, fresh off a big game a week ago, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between our visitors and the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. You got to fight against that.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. A look there at Ingram's numbers from a week ago. 13 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for first. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Jackson now. He gets it to Brown. Good play. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A nice pickup of 23 on the third down conversion.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on third down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Here we go, D. Here I come. Here I come. 49. Let's go. Check.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jackson. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Joey Bosa in on the stop.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, Hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
It's complete to Snead. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, it has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
On second and goal, Jackson got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead, his first touchdown of the new season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And the QB rating right now sky high, 4 for 4 on that opening drive, and it ends with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to figure it out. I think I need my...
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The last run got 6. Now second and 4.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
On the counter, Ingram. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
But he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
These two teams all tied after 1. Jackson and the offense come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. And this will be incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Snead's got it. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards to pick up there. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. Here's Jackson to throw. Short throw underneath to Hurst. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That 2nd down play nets a -4. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
He's got it to Ingram, complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 23.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard. You probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Play action. It's Jackson. Got a man. It's Brown. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, his second touchdown on the season as they have taken the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season? Give it to the first option. That's their fullback. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Probably a bit of a surprise call there on first down, but how about a tone setter for the drive? Picking up nice yardage with the big man setting the tone physically.
From the 40 now on second down. Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
From the 44, Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 7 yards there and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Now a first down carry. It's Hill. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Hollywood, Marquise Brown. His second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. As the Ravens push further out in front. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And this will be incomplete.
physical play on the football there, and it's second down. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way, a dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the second down pass play only went for 2. Here's Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution?
Hey, ready? 49, guys. Mike, 49. Man out, man out, man out, man out.
Jackson on first down. He's going deep for... It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as the Ravens push further out in front. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him.
Hey, hold on. Mike, 49. Hey, tighten down. There you go.
And the 3rd quarter starts with a run by Ingram. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
Caught by Snead over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. They get only...
Set, ready. 18 Gator, 18 Gator. 49. Watch the run, watch the run.
Now Jackson on first down. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And all the way to the opposite 49-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 44 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And now he'll tuck it and run. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. 20, 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 49 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. So a designed run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that come.
Well, on this play, how about the vision of it? Being able to see the open field, make his move.
They go play action here on first down. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Jackson's throw caught here by Boykin. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
Let's go, baby.
That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
This quarterback now over 300 yards down for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. Casey Hayward makes the tackle. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
You don't see me in your nightmares, son.
He may try and run for this. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here. So for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
Check 43.
They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. He's trying to escape. He won't. He's taken down. Ingram taken down to the end zone. It's a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter... Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Ingram. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
From just shy of midfield, Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And room there to work it inside the 25. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Again, they'll run with Ingram. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6. And a 20th carry now for Ingram. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1?
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A 40-yard attempt.
Tucker's kick is good. And that will push the lead up from 26, and it grows up to 29. So it's 3 more.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Hey, we
He's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensive. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it, and they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Baltimore, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to